Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Coffee Run Live, episode 449er. It is a crazy, crazy number. We are really getting up there. I'm so excited to talk to you today. What I was really thinking about when, I always have a bit of a ponder before I jump on here live. And I'm like, I know exactly what it is that I'm going to say, and I know exactly what it is that you guys need to hear. And other days I'm just like, oh God, I just don't know. Let's just see what happens. Let's see what comes up. And today I thought that what I would do is I'd talk a little bit about what came up in my journal yesterday, because that's kind of what happens. But it's also something that I've been hearing a fair bit. Hi, Kath. Good morning. It's stuff that I've been hearing a fair bit over, particularly over this year. I think given that we've got so much change, so much angst, so much uncertainty, and people not really knowing, what the freak to do. Let's be honest, because everything is all up in everything's all up in the air. We've seen California shut down. I'm expected to see Victoria shut down very, very soon. And I guess the thing that I've been really hearing and noticing and feeling sometimes for me as well is that there's this stuff that I really want to be doing, and I keep kind of almost feeling like this pullback of different stuff. And the way that I kind of think about it is this: it's when I first started out, so 2010, a whole freaking decade ago, which is completely ridiculous. I was the kind of person that was I was talking to my husband about this the other day. I was like, you know what? I know that I can make this work. I don't freaking know how. I didn't know how I was going to make it work. I didn't really feel like, and Kat and I were talking about this yesterday. There wasn't, even in 2010, there wasn't as much information around back then as what there is now in terms of how to make this online business work. I started my first online business in 2000. Actually, I'm sorry, someone was trying to ring me and I don't know who that was. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to my people. Sorry, not sorry. So in around 2000, and it must have been around 2005, I think, I was like, right, I want to, I started a side hustle. So I was importing jewelry, I was selling it around the country wholesale, I was going down our local markets, I was just there's got to be a better way to make some more money. And actually what I was thinking was, right, well, if I can make just enough money out of this particular business that will afford us a holiday, whether it's at the snow or, Disneyland or whatever. Back then in 2005, that was really what I wanted. It was just I just want to make enough money. And so I spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, you guys, Googling, searching, researching, trying to follow and find different things in terms of, how to build a business and how to build a website and, how to use Facebook for business and all this kind of thing. And so, for me, it was, we were doing, it might even have been earlier, maybe it was even 2005, I think, because it was before my second daughter was born. And I was learning all of this stuff. And the thing that I found really kind of hard was access to information. So it was really challenging. And I wasn't looking at building that business up really big online. I just wanted to sell some jewelry down the markets. I wanted to wholesale it out there and just kind of keep it ticking over. But what I was realizing was that's a lot of costume jewelry to sell, because it was all $10 jewelry. And that's a lot of jewelry to sell if I wanted to, take the family away type thing. So, but right, well, what other things could I do? So I always had this open mind around what I could do. And what I felt like was this, and for a long time actually, I felt like I was kind of stuck, almost stuck in between two worlds. It's like purgatory, right? And I imagine that for a butterfly, there's in the transformation from a caterpillar to a butterfly, it goes through this middle shit, goopy, gooey, messy, annoying, feeling like you're often for me anyway, a puddle on the floor, what the fuck am I doing? And you're not seeing the results yet, but you've got this pull towards the, the new world. And yet you've also got this thing around, wow, maybe the old world was pretty good, did you really need to go change it? And then I'm living in this, almost like this sense of purgatory, hey, where it was like, well, I know there's got to be something better. I don't know how to make that work. And I don't know how to do that. And so it was really interesting because I was, obviously I interviewed Kat yesterday and we were talking a little bit about this. And it's interesting the people who are in making it in online businesses these days, particularly in what we do, like in the coaching space. And it was really interesting because so many of us didn't plan on having, I'm going to have an internet business, I'm going to have an online marketing business. It's not kind of necessarily it's not what the intention, it wasn't how we started out, but it's how we've kind of ended up. And I guess like the thing for me is like when we're in that mess and that goop and you've got that draw towards where you think you want to be, it really takes a huge kind of leap, I suppose, to kind of get out of that. And I was thinking about it for me was like, I guess for me, when I was in that mode, I was kind of like, I've got absolute faith that there is a better way to grow myself, to grow my business, to help more people. Like that's always a thing that I've really wanted to do, is to entertain and help people get to where it is that they want to be. Whether it's through coaching, whether it's through events, whether it's through, anything like that. And I suppose it's like, I had no idea how to do any of that. So I just kept taking these weird actions that I had no idea really, what I was doing. And it's like, all right, well, I'm just going to do this and hope that it works. And I'm just going to do this and I'm just going to hope that it works. And I'm just going to do this and I hope that it works. And, if it doesn't, that's great. And if it does, that's great. And, all of that kind of thing. And I guess for me, let me just pin that comment in there. I guess for me, one of the really big things is that we don't always know what is going to work for us. And it's like, the latest tactic isn't necessarily going to be the thing that sets you up for life, right? That latest tactic isn't necessarily going to be the thing that makes it all work. The thing that will make it all work is your persistence and your tenacity, and you keep working through. But I think the thing that a lot of us, and me included, we kind of wait for the right time. We wait until we know, I've got to know more. We assume we've got to know more. We assume that we're not quite, we haven't earned our stripes yet. Because if we haven't been digging in the trenches, we're not there yet. We shouldn't be there yet. All these people that have got all of this experience and they've done all of these things, I don't have any of that. And really, the thing that, that Kat said, and I absolutely echo, which is a bit like a thing that I wanted to share with you guys today, is that you are already enough. You already know enough. You're already good enough. It's not about trying to, you don't need to try and add more accolades or more degrees or more certifications or get more tactics under your belt. My husband and I were walking, where we always walk, we were walking and talking the other day, and I was talking about I'll jibber jabber, right? So we're walking along, and if I'm in a jibber jabbery mood, or if I haven't spoken to anyone for a little bit, he, bless his heart, he cops all of my thinking. Now, so that you guys understand as well, I tend to process my thoughts while I'm talking. So something that you'll notice if when we're working together, I'll ask questions and I'll often say back to you what I think you're saying, and then that's kind of how the magic kind of works for me. The muse visits while I'm moving and while I'm talking, and it's just kind of how it works, which I think is really kind of fun. Other people find it a little bit frustrating because they're like, yeah, I know, I fucking said that. I'm like, just make sure, I just want to make sure I understand. So anyway, Dom and I are walking along, and I was chatting about where I'm at in business. I was talking about the SOAR Collective program and how excited I am. And you can see the link in there, just to be not backwards and coming forwards. The link to the SOAR Collective is in the comments. You should all be in it. It's going to be 90 days of pure focus and joy and fun and results and, busting out of that goopy goober. Goopy sounds like I'm talking about SpongeBob. That goopy mess, right? And just soaring and chasing after whatever the heck it is that you want. But aside from that, like we were talking, Dom and I talking about the SOAR Collective. I'm like, you know what? I really want this many people in there, and we've got this many people in there, and this is happening, and this is happening, and this is the kind of thing that I want to do, and then later on in the year I want to do this and I want to do that, and I really see this kind of panning out. And he's like, Nick, you've done this before. You've seen other people do this. You know that you're going to get there. It's just it's just that taking time thing. And I think that when we're in that gooey bit, right, and you can see that light at the end of the tunnel, I think it can feel a little bit like hurry the fuck up, right? It can feel a little bit like, oh my gosh, I hurry up. I just want to get there. Where, I guess it's like it's constantly reminding ourselves that yes, we've got to launch ourselves headlong, running, skating, flying, doing whatever it is into the future that we want, and also imagining and remembering on a daily basis what it's going to be like when you've got it, right? And I think the thing that we are really good at doing is assuming that we don't know the things yet, assuming that we don't have what it takes for whatever reason, that might be. And I've got to let you know that you do have what it takes, that you can absolutely get there, that you will absolutely get there, that you are actually getting there. But what you can do is you can accelerate that timeline. And so some of the things that I'll do to accelerate the timelines for me personally is I write, you guys know this, like I write in my journal every day, that the names of the people that I'm working with as if it's already happened, the numbers of clients that I'm working with, where we're living, the kind of life that I'm living. Not that this isn't great, I think it's interesting, so many people, we want more. People like you and me, we want more. And sometimes from the outside looking in, it can be like, oh, but you should be happy with what you've got. Wanting more isn't about not being happy with what you've got, right? I'm incredibly grateful for the life I have. I work a few hours a day. We're doing really, really well. I've got amazing clients. I get to pretty much do what I want, when I want, how I want, except travel outside of the state at the moment, which is driving me crazy. But you get it, right? But I think that thing is, it's like you can be really happy and grateful for what you have, and also be really excited for what you are creating and what you're bringing in, what you're calling in. And you're already amazing. So I think that was really what I wanted to leave you guys with today, is that you are enough. You are worthy enough, and you're so deserving of the future that you want to create, the results that you want to create, but you've got to back yourself at the same time. You never know what that, throwing yourself off the cliff and taking that leap of faith, you just don't know what it's going to look like on the way down and when the wings are going to kick in. But the thing that you've always got to have faith around, whether you believe it or not, the thing you've got to have faith around is that those wings will kind of go like as you're coming down, and that you will soar and that you will get to where it is that you want to be. Some things that I want to remind you of, and again, this is something I remind my private clients of regularly, and that is in your journaling practice, in your daily practice, it is so important to remind yourself that you always make the right decisions. If you're making those choices and decisions from a place of alignment, from a place of intuition, from a place of, from that place of integrity, that you remind yourself that you've always got this. that everything is always working out for you, and that you always make the right choices, and that you always make the right decisions. And you've got to back yourself. If you ever sit there and you're like, oh, you know what, I just don't know if I should put this out. Come back and just say, you know what, if I always make the right choices, and if I always make the right decisions, what am I doing? If I always make the right choices, if I always make the right decisions from a place of alignment, then what am I doing? And then once you've got that down, it's like, okay, well, should I be buying this thing? Well, if I always make the right decisions, then fucking oath I am. Yes, I would do that. And it's really interesting because every time you back yourself with whatever decision you make, and you make that decision from a place of certainty, you make that decision from a place of alignment, not from fear, not from scarcity, not from what am I going to miss out on if I don't do this thing? It's really got to come back to, in my opinion, you going, all right, is this the next required action that I need to take to bring this thing that I want to manifest and create and bring, breathe living life into? If I'm to do this, and is this the right next step for me? And if the answer is yes, then you've got to find a way to fucking make it work. And you always will. If you are making choices from alignment, and if you're making choices from that place of being, all right, this is where I'm going to be, and the next required action for me is X, Y, Z, then you've got to back yourself. And just keep reminding that you always make the right decisions. And then that's where you will start to see the evidence that you are enough, that you are worthy, that you can create the future that you really, really want. That's my sermon for today. And that's where the words run out. So let me know your thoughts on this. I know that this is something that for me it's a daily practice, because sometimes, you guys, I'm human. Sometimes I forget, and I get caught up in doubt, and I get caught up in frustration, and I get caught up in lack, and I get caught up in scarcity, and I get caught up in, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm not there yet, or and I see people, screaming ahead of me, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not there yet. This really sucks, sometimes I do get caught up in that. And that's really unfucking helpful, because that's like that vortex of shitness, right? It's like a murky pit of shitness that just keeps getting worse and worse and worser and worser, right? As my father-in-law would very funnily say. And I think the thing is that if you come back and go, hold on a second, forget all of that. I'm exactly where I need to be right now. And if I'm exactly where I need to be right now in order to get what I want, what choices and decisions am I making? And you've just got to back yourself, right? And then you'll see the evidence that you're on the right track. So that's that, you guys. I have got the link for the SOAR Collective in the comments there. If you've got questions about that, feel free to email me, message me, PM me, ping me, whatever it is that you want to do. No, don't ding me, but you can ping me. You know what I'm saying. You just let me know. Otherwise, what do you need to do? You need to get out there. You need to go help some people. Have a whole ton of fun doing it. And remember that the world is so damn ready for your brand of awesomeness. I will see you tomorrow. If not before, get out there, go kick some ass. And I can't wait to see all of the things that you create. Have an amazing day. Bye.